Begin PODFIX network transmission in 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, this is former WWF Light Heavyweight Champion Gilbert, brother, and you're listening to the Greetings Guild Podcast.
So that was the third time I've got the clap.
Well, you have to sync up the sound with the video. Oh, we don't do that anymore.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you think about the old 5-second clapping
it used
thing?
to be like, all right, 3, 2, 1.
We could do it if you want.
No, from what you said, from what you just mentioned, I think you've got far more pressing issues. We don't have to worry about that right now.
Okay, cool.
That's a much more dangerous clap, man. I don't have to worry about that.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, go to see the doctor tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
You don't want to walk around for the rest of your life with that mess.
You're not the boss of me.
I'm not the boss of you, but I'm also not the motherfucker who gave you the clap. So
Hello,
I don't have to care. I don't have to give a shit. Oh, by the way, not to like completely derail this into
There's no format here. Just go with it.
No, the deepest reaches of the stream of consciousness. By the way, did you know that apparently the word cretin carries with it some kind of negative connotation?
Oh my god. My god. Oh shit.
I don't want to stay on this.
Completely forgot about all that.
Honestly, that's my. As soon as you said that, I was like, the alarm bell went off in the back of my head. It's like, do you want to do this? Do you want to be stinky? It's like, just for a little bit. Because honestly, like the first day it happened, I was totally all in on the idea of giving this fucking unkempt fucking mohawk of a person. Sorry. That's the best insult I could come up with.
Yeah, it works.
Of giving this person like an honorary Cretans mention. I thought it would have been great. And then she did the thing the next day where she goes, "Thanks for the engagement, snark snark," and then she blocks you.
Yeah.
It's just like the fucking piss pantsiest weak ass bullshit you can do on Twitter.
These kind of people have been coming out of the woodwork for me. I mean, first it was her, and for context, anyone who doesn't know, a couple of days ago, I was at Universal for the last night of Mardi Gras.
Right.
Took a photo of myself and my kids, posted it online, and it was like a really happy, joyous occasion. It's like, oh, look at this. It's the very last parade of the year. We're actually on it. Something we've never been able to do before. This is such a happy time. And I'm wearing my Cretans Guild ball cap. And then...
See, I don't think I didn't see this one. I don't think you posted anything about it in Slack.
That's how it all started.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then somebody replied using antiquated medical terms that no one uses anymore.
Okay. Is this after the one that you told us about like a couple of weeks ago?
Well, no, this is that one.
It's based off of that one. Okay, all right.
This is all that one, yes.
Okay. So you're just recounting how it all happened.
I'm just recounting, like, for the uninformed, how it all kicked off and how it started.
Please continue.
Well, yes, and she pretty much just ruined what was, like, this really nice, happy thing that I was trying to share with everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm not the kind of person who is mean-spirited or vile or...
And that's a real shame.
Yeah, but you know who is our Cretans Guild Twitter account is. One response. Just one response to what she said. And we typed in, oh, you'll love our podcast, darling. It's full of mental degenerates or something like that. That's when, in I guess her deluded mind, the floodgates opened up, and she starts saying, "And you're bullying me, and you're doing this, and that, and I can't believe you're making fun of somebody with that." And that. It's like, oh, and then she's posting like article after article after article, and
yeah.
the stupid don't shut up. The stupid are the loudest, are always the loudest.
Yeah. Yeah, and she was doing it in 2 languages too, which was really fun.
I thought it was very funny that one of the articles she posted, and the whole thing is, her argument is people shouldn't use the word cretin because everyone's misusing it to refer to stupid people and whatever, when it used to be used for dwarfism or some other bullshit garbage.
It was hydrocephalism, wasn't it? Or some sort of an overlapping ailment to that.
This is how much I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know what the previous term was used for.
It's a ridiculous idea. If you want to be that small about it, for one thing, I think her account was just pretty much like a traffic generating account because she
was going after celebrities too.
She had 0 engagement on any of those fucking tweets, and she had like 3,000 followers. Tell me, like none of that was paid and bought for.
Oh, I'm
sorry, bought for, not necessarily paid for.
Yeah, that just screams bot.
Yeah, and she was like all excited about like getting your attention too. And as soon as she couldn't take that thread anywhere else, then it was just like the snark in a block, and then that was it, and then she was done.
Yeah, and I loved how she posted something. One of these articles I actually looked at. I was like, okay, how full of crap is this? And at the very bottom of the article, it says something like, medical professionals have not used the term in the last 150 years. Its use is shunned. It's not considered. Nobody uses the term any longer. I highlighted that, put it up, and then she still got snarky about it. Like, I'm going to keep correcting people on, I don't care how you modern day term use it. I was like, ooh.
That's fine, ma'am. I mean, it's not going to really reflect kindly upon your image at all, because you're going to be talking about shit that people can't understand.
Yeah, Jay told me that she has a TikTok account. And oh man, I don't want to imagine the kind of nuttery that is going on there. TikTok's core appeal for most people is distraction and joviality and shit. I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine that an account where somebody's kind of just like lecturing an empty room is going to be all that enthralling. I mean, yeah, and when you're just like doom scrolling, going up and down, and you find something you don't agree with, you usually just whatever, and then you move on to the next video or whatever. I couldn't do that yesterday at one point.
What did you do?
I found a flat earther.
Oh, wow.
Right there. Right. Yeah. That just tells you everything. Apparently, this guy ignores all scientific physical rules of light and time and just, oh my God. Some of his, I went through his TikTok. I was like, no, you can't be this stupid. No, he is this stupid. Like shining a light on this map of the flat Earth and just America. It's like, well, this is how we get sunshine on one side and it's dark on the other side. It's like, the sun isn't a flashlight, dude. But one thing that he said.
Shit.
Or one thing he was talking about that, I was like, I've got to respond to this. I have to, and it's on my TikTok. Not that I'm trying to plug it. It's just this is the progression of like I felt like I had to say something.
What's your TikTok called?
He was showing the footage of the Apollo 17, the final Apollo mission, where the lander is disembarking from the moon and rejoining with it launches and it rejoins with the command module that's in orbit of the moon. And he had footage of that famous camera shot where the camera's panning up, and it looks good for a few moments. But then the camera operator starts losing it, and it starts like going left, overcorrecting, going right. It's kind of like bouncing around. It's like, oh, look at this! They can't even keep the camera shot straight. They're playing Pong with this thing. It's like, okay, you're talking about TV camera controls and RF signals. What do I do for a living?
Dude, we can't even get our live shots straight on Earth.
I know.
I'm honestly surprised that they were able to carry technology that far in the fucking 60s.
Yeah, and I created a little video for myself, and I like clipped a little bit of his. I'm like, instead of letting him just barf out the stupidity that he has, let me tell you how he's wrong. And I'll show an example of, like, this is how the controls work. This is how they had it back in 1972. Oh, and by the way, it takes roughly 3 seconds for a signal to go from moon to the Earth and the Earth to the moon, or whatever. So he's got to work on like a 6-second delay advance. Yeah. So they're on their 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. He needs to start panning up so they can get the shot, and it comes back to them in time so he can, it's this whole time dilation thing that I deal with a lot in my current audio job.
Yeah.
So I just thought, man, I've got to say something. I have to. And I went on for like 2 minutes or so, and then I'm accused of just taking too long to get to the point.
What, right now? Or
no, I was in the video. Somebody responded, it's like, I wanted to see the finish, but you took forever to get to the point, so I shut it off. It's like, but you found time to make a comment. I think you watched it.
I think you're standing on airs, dear sir. You did, as a matter of fact, consume the entire video. Otherwise,
yeah, it was.
You wouldn't have been compelled.
These kind of people, 2 of them in a week.
That's fucking funny. Yeah, it's the first one though was kind of a non-threat. I mean, she was one of those weird fringe concern accounts that tries to bring light to, I don't know, she may or may not actually be that invested into the whole cretinism thing, or validating that as a medical term or whatever. I don't even halfway understand what her fucking point was, so here's me pretending now.
Yeah, she's just a nutcase. You know what really concerns me is when, because I work on a show that's broadcasted nationally, I'm more concerned with what people say about that on Twitter the next day. It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah,
like, fuck. Oh.
Well, because that's real and that's yours and it's quantifiable. Yeah. But with people that do this, she does it on like a micro scale. But Twitter has given a marketplace to people to like air out their fucking pet concerns all over the fucking place in various scales of influence. So you'll see people that are like, who's like the most famous person to make a killing off of that sort of an idea, that sort of product?
Twitter?
Well, aside from Twitter, yeah.
Aside from Elon.
Aside from, well, he ain't making money on it, dude. Yeah. he's making the exact opposite of a living off of that. And honestly, so was Twitter before the sale anyway, which is why they kept trying to reinforce an advertiser's market onto that website, which is honestly when it started to, start shitting down all of its own legs. But I'm trying to think of somebody who got famous off of Twitter by bitching about something that's not really important. And I know that there are a lot of them out there.
Solely off of Twitter? I can't think of a single person.
They usually orbit somewhere around like 30 to 40,000 followers. And because my brain's working against pressure right now, I can't come up with anyone. But there's a lot of other accounts that were basically trying to make a bid for the attention market, like those bigger accounts did. And this one was so fucking clearly one of those. Because wherever this notion that she had to buy into like this sort of an idea that like a disused term needs to be in common usage again, therefore it's not important or something like that. That had to come from somewhere, and even if it was her idea, it was offered very lightly, and that was all she had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Jay had a great suggestion of doing a live stream and collect money for charity and actually give it to the ADA.
Well, the people that aren't like referring to themselves as cretins anymore, because we've got
the people who are truly suffering
right there.
Yes.
I mean, you could donate the money to us too. We're not going to complain about that, but that's just all going to go to my cocaine habit. I mean.
You don't have a cocaine.
I don't have a cocaine habit.
You have a heroin addiction.
Yeah.
No, wait, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I meant hentai addiction.
Yeah, I know. If by cocaine, do you mean comic books where a lot of people are naked And you don't want to mention that because you think cocaine has a bit more cred than that does. Yeah, okay.
What are you doing
got
in there?
me.
Cocaine. Lots of cocaine.
What are you doing in there? Why is your bedroom locked? What's going on? I'm shooting up. Damn it, you just killed the buzz. Leave me alone.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes.
Let's leave my cocaine habits out of the conversation. Because I don't want the feds to find me.
So, with that all being said,
And then get all disappointed because I don't actually have any coke.
well, you're drinking. That's liquid crack.
Well, yeah, it works.
We are the
we're-
Cretans Guild. He is Corey. I am Bob. I know
Oh
we're...
shit, we just got to that?
Yeah, we're just now getting to the introductions. We are part of the PODFIX network.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just double check that. Yes, PODFIX network. We tag ourselves PODFIX Nation as well, or Pod,
Yeah.
or
Make sure,
yeah.
make sure we're still on the call sheet though.
No, we are. I mean, there you can watch or listen to
Mm-hmm.
great shows such as Little Bits and Pieces, Two Drunk Mills, and a Gen Z. Check it in with Chomo. I got it right, Paul. Sorry about that.
I want to just make sure I'm confirming that one of them is Two Drunk MILFs. Is that it? Or...
Oh my God, no! Oh Jesus, God, no!
I mean, you don't
okay.
have to leave it in.
Laura, Sabrina, Jocelyn. Sorry,
Oh, did I
StreamYard's
say-
a little
I say-
messed up.
Did I say two? I guess there's three.
Well, the name of the show
Uh-huh.
is Two Drunk Mills
Mills.
and a Gen Z.
Oh, okay, all right.
Not two MILFs. Trust me, I think they would appreciate the joke.
I mean,
If not, they've made it 100 times before on their own show.
But you see, now I'm picturing a pair of like grist mills
Oh,
that are
God.
sitting opposite each other on like a river, and they're drunk. I don't know if that means that they are physically drunk in some sort of like a twisted metaphor, or if it's like the staff that works at each mill kind of like getting soused and shouting, nasties at each other from across the way. Honestly, I'm just going to stick with MILFs. It makes more sense. Also, merchandising.
Put all that on a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't, but
Yeah, I would.
I'm not a MILF, so it wouldn't really play to our audience. Yes. You gonna continue promoting, or?
No, I think they would want me to shut up right about
Yeah,
now.
it was like, nah, just do it after the
Especially
other guy
Keith and
leaves.
Chris are like, Bob,
Please.
shut up. Don't keep going. All right. So later, as of the week of this recording, later on, we got Tears of the Kingdom coming out. So happy Tears of the Kingdom week, everyone.
Yep.
I'm sure you're going to get it at some point, if not pre-ordered already.
I didn't pre-order it.
Oh. I haven't either, but I will, or I will order it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to I didn't mean to proffer that kind of tone. I'm gonna play it. I mean, it's Tears of the Kingdom. People have been asking about fucking sequels since like a month after Breath of the Wild came out. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a month after the bike DLC came out. It was like, oh, where's your sequel? I want your
Those are when
sequel.
people finished it. As soon as like that happened, as soon as people made their way to like I still don't really understand because I haven't beat Breath of the Wild yet. But as soon as they made their way to like fucking puce mist fart waft Ganon towards the end there, and they as soon as it got done,
It's outside of London.
What's up?
It's the name of the city. It sounds like it's outside of London.
We're right. I mean, well, they would both be period settings, wouldn't they? Yeah. As soon as like people were done with it, they're like, all right, we want the next one. And maybe you give it a couple of minutes to kind of breathe for a little bit.
I haven't pre-ordered it yet because I'm still playing Advance Wars.
Yeah.
Which I've been waiting a year and a half for it to come out. And now that it's out, I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah. How many Ukrainians did you kill in Advance Wars, by the way?
Oh my god.
So many, right? Because it's directly correlative to the Ukraine-Russian conflict.
Yes, I'm using all my Tomahawk nukes.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's why they kept it in the hopper for so long, because it was in poor taste. And
to be honest, one of the nations does seem kind of Russian.
Russian-ish.
Russian-ish.
Russian-esque.
Ruski.
So, yeah, they're a little bit. I remember a couple of the opposing generals that you had to fight in that game from way back in the day. The last time I played an Advance Wars game was Days of Ruin when it came out, so it's been a while. But the only ones that I really remember are Olaf was your first one, right?
That you go against?
Yes.
Yeah, Olaf and Grit.
Oh, Grit!
I loved using Grit.
Grit was my guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he had the best long range.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else used kind of whatever. But when you use that superpower, he gets that extra, even further hit range, and that comes in really handy in some situations. You
lean on the artillery with him, and he'll wipe out an entire squadron.
Yeah.
But Olaf was your first guy. So is he the Rusky that you're thinking of, or is there somebody else?
He's either him or the CEO who's part of the Green Army. He's got a naval background.
Naval.
Yeah, he's a big fat guy. I can't remember his name. It's him and Eagle who are the main CEOs in the first game, and each country had 2 CEOs,
right?
Except for Orange Star, they had the 3.
Yeah.
That you can choose from to play from, but all the other countries only had 2. In the second game, every country now has 3, so they added a CEO for every country.
Forgot. Oh, so there's like new CEOs.
I think they were in the original sequel as well.
Oh, okay. Black Hole Rising.
Oh, you know what? I have the game over here. They didn't call it that.
Show it off.
No, it's just reboot camp.
Just reboot camp. Okay.
Yeah, it's
funny.
I think you're right.
By the way, thanks for kicking my brain back to 2001 when I came up with an absolutely ludicrous headcanon. Fuck. I gotta get over that. Headcanon for Advance Wars. Because each of the armies is named Orange Star, Blue Moon, things like that. And I kind of had a giggle or two imagining that this is what the Cereal skirmish would have come to if Lucky the Leprechaun got super pissed off and stopped taking everyone's shit.
Yep. Yeah. And he got military funding.
and then the skirmish just went on and on and on for like decades and decades, eventually outliving its progenitor, and then that's what you were left with. Just these like cartoon armies waging unholy breakfast war over each other forever and ever. Each
Why
carrying
are we fighting Tony the Tiger?
Tony the Tiger. He lost in the Rule 34 Wars of 2019. He didn't make it, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, man. You know what? This sounds like not our next nerd playoff, but we should do like a tournament, and between the 3 of us decide who's going to come out of all the breakfast,
like a breakfast tournament?
Yeah.
Hold up, he's kind of busy right now. Let me just ask him.
No. We'll
breakfast tournament for next Cretan's tournament next year.
Well, no, like a battle tournament.
I got a very stern nod of approval on that one. Yes.
Stern approval.
Yes. That means no fucking around.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, maybe I'll make it a mid-year special.
All right. So Advance Wars. That's me saying yes. That's gonna happen.
Okay.
Not like, all right, next topic, dude. Whatever. Dude, trust me. I'll have like a rundown of every single cereal that's on the market right now, ready to go and in your hot little hands.
Okay. That's
a horrible fucking saying, by the way. Who came up with that? Absolutely, just like way too descriptive.
It's somebody from the Midwest came up with that. I'm sure.
Probably. That's where all the really goofy ones come from. Anyway. So Advance Wars was your crucible for this month because, as was previously mentioned, there was a ton of shit to pick from.
Yeah. Technically, I paid for it a year ago.
Yeah. Yes.
So when it did finally show up, I was like, Looky, I gotta go to work.
Why the fuck was that so funny?
I don't know. I gotta watch it on playback.
Imagine doing that with your newborn child.
Who says I didn't?
Ooh, lucky. Oh, wow.
I guarantee I did do that the day I picked up Gimli.
Okay. Aw. Well, that's because you weren't sure what it was.
Oh no, I was very sure.
Yeah, it was a pug.
You're mine now.
Only a pug would come out like that, just like quick as a whistle, and with a plop at the end.
Are you suggesting I gave birth to my pug?
No, that you were there for the birth.
Oh, for God's sake.
And that you were keeping count before he showed up. Yes.
I wish I was. That would have given me more time with him.
Aw.
I know, what's that? That was so goddamn sad.
Damn. All right. Way to bring the room down. Wait, let me try. Hey, Corey reads hentai, everybody. Remember that?
No, that doesn't bring the room down. That
I think it brings the room down even further, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Probably. All right.
All right. So third time, Advance Wars.
Advance Wars. Okay. I haven't gotten it yet, but think about like all the shit that happened this month, and just in video games alone.
Oh. God.
Yeah. And I'm not even getting to into niche indie shit, which if I did, this would not be a short show, and we need to be short. So, we had Advance Wars happen. Okay. Kind of in keeping with some kind of I don't know, serendipity, the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection that dropped within the last month as well.
Yes.
So, in addition to Tears of the Kingdom, and at least one other kind of higher priced game that I was looking forward to coming out this year that nobody else really gives a shit about, I had to pick like my battles twice. MMBN, or Mega Man Battle Network, ended up being the first one because it went out of print. Apparently it sold well. And when that happened, I was like, well, fuck me. I didn't even have like 2 days to jump on this. But apparently Amazon is getting another print order, or they have received another print order at some point. It's not going to be shipping for another 3 weeks. But as soon as that popped up, I was like, all right, $60. Done. I'm in. That's it. So it would have been...
the other?
The other one's a game called Void Train, which I played the demo for a couple of months ago and like fell immediately in love with, like right away. But that
sounds familiar.
It shouldn't.
Oh. Well, all right.
It's another kind of a sandboxy engineering kind of game. But the reason it grabbed me is because it had this entire narrative. It's like a little bit. It's like a little bit Lovecraft. And a little bit like a harder edge, speculative fiction, steampunk sort of a setting. Basically, you open up a portal to another world, you get sucked into it, and then you wind up on like a hand cart. And you're on a hand cart. You're on rails. There's this entire it's a void, as per the name. For some reason, there's rails in the middle of it, and you're on a hand cart that's attached to these rails. You can't see where they go or where you're coming from, obviously, because it's a void. But the entire idea of the game is that you're basically traveling through this void while keeping the handcart going, and you're pulling, materials and resources and stuff from out of the ether in order to create your own crafting benches and stuff like that. So it is a crafting game, which is where a lot of people jump off. But I played it and I was like, oh, this is my shit. So it dropped a couple of days ago, and I was like, all right. That's another 30. I'm done. I'm down.
What did it drop on?
It's a Steam PC. What I didn't know about it, though, was that it was on Epic for about a year and a half, in kind of like a pseudo early access kind of a state.
That's why you haven't heard of it. It was on Epic.
It was on Epic, and nobody made a stink about it, which you're not used to hearing. Because usually, if there's an exclusivity agreement and Epic's got it first, people raise all kinds of hell about it, which is another topic that would need another show for, probably, or a completely different podcast. But those were my two bids, and in doing so, I had to let go of Advance Wars and Tears of the Kingdom. Advanced Wars will happen sooner rather than later. Tears of the Kingdom, I don't know. I might not get around for that for like a year because like I said, I haven't finished Breath of the Wild, and there's so much of that shit left for me to go through.
What have you not done on Breath of the Wild?
I've got 2 of the beasts left, and I haven't touched any of the DLC. There's so many of those fucking shrines. I just keep going to the shrines and trying to do them.
To this day,
There's like 200 of them.
there's 100 and I forgot the number. I want to say 130 before
There's
the
many
DLC.
shrines.
Yeah, there's 4 of them I never found.
Oh, never found?
Yes, the only thing I have not completed in this game, including the DLC, is there's 4 shrines I could not find, and I would have to literally, with a checklist, go to each location. It's like, nope. I don't think I want to do that 130 times.
Yeah, that'd be a bit much.
And I haven't found all the Korok seeds, and I will not even attempt that one.
Oh, fuck the Koroks, who cares?
Yeah.
Our friend Mary was trying to do that, like, I remember sometime the year before last.
Yeah, she's got about 1,000 hours in Breath of the Wild.
I guarantee you 3/4 of that's looking for those fucking Koroks.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it for a second.
Yeah. I don't know. I try to usually go hard completionist on most of the stuff that I'm into. Like now that I'm 45, it used to be hard completionist in everything I played, regardless of whether or not I liked it, which is insane. But now that it's middle-aged time, it's like, let's just worry about the stuff that's actually fun first, because I don't want to be on my deathbed being like, I'll beat Fez, I'll get all these fucking fuck it. That's the worst way to go. My last words being shit. I wish I got to play God Hand once more. Instead of fucking Fez or something else that's equally as atrocious and overblown. Which I hope Tears of the Kingdom isn't. That's the reason I'm calling this like the month of hype, because it's not just like a sequel to one of the most critically acclaimed and best-selling games of all time. That's safe to say, right?
Yeah,
It's pretty much overshadowed Ocarina by this point.
Definitely the sequel is one of the most anticipated games of all time.
Yes, right. But you don't want to fall victim to FOMO, for one thing. For two, hype can make heroes out of assholes. And in the earlier days of like commercialized indie gaming, that happened a lot. And Fez is like one of the biggest examples of that. That made me a little bit better, honestly.
There's a little bit of a formula I've learned when it comes to movie and TV shows, that if it's good or if it's well liked amongst a number of people, it will get spoiled very quickly. If it's something that no one cares about, everyone thinks is terrible, you won't hear a peep about it. So there's some kind of like quality to spoiler chart that I'm pretty, because I've had a few things spoiled about Guardians, and I was just thinking, well, that must be a good movie, and then nobody talked about like the Nicolas Cage Renfield movie. I was like, I wonder if there's something to that.
Really? Because I've heard plenty of good about the Renfield thing.
Well, I was probably using it as an example, but there is some other movie, I can't remember what, that was garbage.
I was gonna make a point, but you're actually talking specifically about the tendency for well-regarded media to get spoiled early on. This would have been like sidelining that. I was gonna say that like if you were talking about people talking about ill-received media in a general sort of a sense, my counter argument would have been it's Morbin time, and then I would have thrown the gavel down.
I still can't believe I had to do double takes. Like, was that real? That was real.
I haven't seen it yet. I really want to, honestly, because the last time I heard about like a Marvel movie being like capital B bad and not like begrudging bad, which has been like the last 4 actual MCU movies, was the Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance movie with Nicolas. It was Nicolas Cage, and it was directed by the Crank dudes, or directed and written by the Crank people, and I was curious as hell about that movie for the longest time. It wasn't on any streaming, though, because it did shit all in the theaters. And it followed a really bad, like a legitimately bad and pretty abysmally boring fucking movie. But the Crank films are something fucking else. Like, even if you hate them, you're probably not going to like find anything like them. So I really wanted to see what that kind of like a perspective was going to do with like a semi-venerable comic book property, or at least, you know, an arguably bankable IP. I wasn't disappointed. I like straight up fucking love that movie. It's stupid. But people always talk about like the part of the movie where it's like, hey, he pees flames. No, that's the shit that's like created for memes, you know? Memes, whatever. There are 2 moments in the movie. Now, I don't want to fucking hear.
I didn't say anything.
You're going to be like, oh, you want to canonize that, Corey? I was like, yeah, okay. You can, if you want to. 2 parts of the movie where I kind of lost my shit was A, when Idris Elba came out. And all of a sudden, I knew that the movie co-starred Idris Elba. I was like, this is fucking great. 2 was where Nicolas Cage hops up in one of those super diggers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Big
like
wheel
plows.
on the front, scoops like the size of like 2 storage containers next to each other.
Not a caterpillar, but like a backhoe or something like that.
No.
No, you don't have to get into it.
I'm gonna get into it because you need to see. This is how fucking badass it was. Giant industrial digger that looks like it has a massive yo-yo on the front. Let's see if Google can do that. See how adroit our AI learning has become. It's a giant loader, giant excavator. All right, it's this guy, right? The Bagger 288 is what it is. Oh wait, StreamYard's right there. All right, so everybody that's like listening to this right now, I don't know if it's going to make it to the final cut or not. Bagger 88 is the search term. See what you got.
I don't edit.
What's that?
I don't edit.
Oh, that's right. You don't edit.
Every walk. Oh, one of those things. Okay.
Yeah. So you see what I mean?
Yeah, that was convoluted.
All right. That's would it be any other way? So Nicolas Cage crawls up and that turns into Ghost Rider and the entire thing catches on fire. So like that giant wheel at the front looks like one of the flaming motorcycle tires, and he's just taking out assholes left and right, and everything's just blowing up, and I'm giddy, and I'm probably half drunk by this point, so I'm just screaming at the TV. And then about 30 minutes later, the credits roll, and I'm like, did I enjoy that movie? I fucking love that bullshit. That gave me life for 2 straight hours. Fine. How did we get to this?
Just quality of video games, quality of movies.
Morbid time is how we got to that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I am gruesomely curious about Morbius. One could even say morbidly curious about Morbius. Please cut that part out.
You're gonna sink or swim there, buddy.
Fucking, they give the keys to the wrong people in this joint. Anyway.
Yeah, you're welcome to edit if you want, but I know you won't.
Nah. Sounds like work. So yeah, if it's I think it's like streaming actually on Netflix right now, and every time I roll past that thumbnail, I'm like,
Netflix
I'm
or
do it.
It's either Netflix or Disney Plus right now.
I think it's on Disney. But no, it was one of the Sony ones, and Sony's been farming their shit out to Netflix, except for the Tom Holland Spider-Mans, which is pretty interesting, because those aren't on Disney Plus either. They just kind of like, I don't know. I think you have to rent them off of Amazon or something.
Find out, but keep going.
Fucking whatever. Yeah. Anyway, the morbiality is inevitable. I'm not saying it's going to happen this week or even this weekend, but it will at some point. And when it does, I don't know. You want a book report about it, or?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
I mean, I'll watch it too at some point.
See, I'll make sure I'm good and sudsed up for that mess.
Oh, wow. That's the most recent Spider-Man. Let me go with, say, Homecoming. Let's go with that one.
Yeah, go with Homecoming. But even that's, that one's not on Netflix.
That's not even on Netflix.
Nope. None of them are.
It's on
Which is
Stars.
funny because the Garfield ones are, right?
Oh, I don't know.
For a split second there, you thought I was talking about the cat, didn't you?
Yes.
Just for like a microsecond, you're like, Garfield wasn't it? Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. Okay, I will tell you this: if you have a VPN, it's available on Disney Plus in Australia.
That is fascinating. Why is that?
I've noticed a lot of streaming is on Disney Plus around the world. A lot of it.
Well, do you remember Summertime Rendering?
What was that?
It's an anime about the guy shows up to an island for a funeral of a friend of his, and then a bunch of shit with shadow people and clones and time loops and a whole lot of stuff happens. You don't remember this at all?
Maybe.
But
either way, keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, right. Well, that just dropped on Hulu Plus like about 2 months ago, right? Which is how I was able to see it. But the reason that some like high-profile anime projects like that are dropping on Hulu Plus at like seemingly odd and unannounced times is because those are actually produced for Disney Plus in Japan. It's just that for whatever reason, anime does not fly over here. I remember Disney Plus had a high-profile anime product drop on its service in the latter part of last year. I fucking forgot what it was, so I guess it's not that high profile. And it's just like nobody watched it because everybody over here is going to be watching Disney Plus for maybe a handful of reasons, and each could take up like a finger on that one hand. Anime is not one of those fingers.
Oh no.
There's going to be superheroes. There's going to be vintage Disney. It's going to be animation. It's going to be
They do have
up.
some.
Hmm?
They do have some on Disney Plus.
Well, like Ghibli stuff, right?
Yes.
It's
And
different.
there's-
I think it's a different audience.
There's a
for
couple
those.
other things that they got through transitions.
Yeah, Disney and the Oscars were able to sanitize that notion of anime to the point that it's seen as like publicly soluble. Like, I know people that will watch Princess Mononoke and shit and not really even think about it as anime. They'll be like, "Oh, that is anime. You're right." Before then, it was just one of those movies from that one studio that looks like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
to be
But-
honest, all anime is animation.
Well, all animation is anime.
Yeah, that too.
That's because we're enlightened, Bob. And we should take over the
art.
That's right. It's art. And we should take over the show business industry immediately.
Well,
So that everybody could look at Made in Abyss.
oh god.
That's a fucked up tune. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just thinking of some other shows that probably shouldn't mention because they would probably degrade me. And
Oh, have you mentioned them to me though?
oh yes, yes.
Really?
There's one that I actually decided I probably shouldn't watch.
Should I watch it?
It was.
I'm
highly
gonna watch it,
suggested.
Bobby.
It was
Yeah.
highly suggested by a reviewer that I trust and have the same opinions of.
Mhm.
He says he regrets watching it and does not recommend anyone, especially if they're a dog person.
Oh God, what? Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That one.
No, that's the one anime that I won't even watch.
Yes. Yeah. The way he put it was, if you're not a dog person, don't watch. If you are a dog person, do not watch.
Don't watch. If you're a person, you can just. You're not going to come out of it the same.
Yeah. It's.
Yeah, I know that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're not going to say the title. I'm not going to say the title just because I don't remember. It's too many syllables. Because it's
Yeah.
not.
I don't remember the exact title. I don't want some other show getting confused for it.
Yeah, it's not been Hepburnized yet, and therefore I can't really remember. There is one though that I've been wanting to see. You still have Crunchyroll, right?
I'm just gonna say yes.
Okay. There's not like a sponsorship issue with that or anything, right?
What's your point?
Oh, I was gonna say, so you probably already burned through Tomo-chan, because everybody's burned through Tomo-chan.
You know what sucks is I've been watching so much anime, and a lot of it is in its native Japanese language that the title just goes over my head.
This one was anglicized. Tomo-chan is a girl.
Yes.
It's about okay.
Oh, my friend Tomo-chan.
My friend Tomo-chan. All right.
Okay. Yes, I
Yeah.
love that series.
Okay, so you hit that one. All right. The one that was just released that a lot of people talk besides Bocce the Rock, which I really want to see, but I don't have Crunchyroll. is called Dangers in My Heart, which is kind of like a little bit of a gender inverted take on Comey Can't Communicate, except Comey is short and a sociopath. So it's kind of a hard sell conceptually, but that's apparently the seasonal anime to be watching at the moment.
Okay. It sounds like it might have some Tiger Palm vibe to it.
Again,
that's another show. Toradora.
Yeah.
Okay. God
Toradora.
damn.
Yeah,
I don't know how
Toradora's-
you do that.
Toradora is classic. Toradora is easy to remember. Dude, I mean, you know what titles for anime are like nowadays, right?
Oh yeah, that's like 10 words long.
I took my elf half-sister to a 7-Eleven and now she won't leave. That would be one show. Something like that.
Yeah.
Is it okay to live in a universe where only socks can be eaten? What's another like hypothetical show that follows this titling format?
The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess from Another World reboot of Healer.
Yeah. Let me think. Rectal inversion isekai, except except I guess I don't have to finish that one.
What'd you just think of?
It's coffee humor. It will not be funny. So let's just move past this bullshit.
No. That's the rule of this podcast. If you tease a joke, you have to tell the joke.
Okay, all right. 3, 2, 1 reincarnation, : why was I resurrected as Roddy Piper? I hope to God that we do actually have somewhat of a listenership in Japan, and that one of them works for like Kinema Citrus or Kyoto or something, and they're like, oh, fuck me, that's gonna happen now.
Oh my, okay, first off, I'm naming this episode that title. And second, I know that like the Tiger Mask anime is still a big deal over there, so I could actually see this working over there.
Wrestling is a big deal over there.
Yeah.
This would totally fucking fly. Especially if you gave it to Kyoto Animation. They'll make a tearjerker out of that shit.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Oh Jesus.
Kyoto Animation is so good. They sold a show that's basically just big titty dragons. Doing things. Cleaning houses. Wholesome things. And by the end of that show, it was jerking the tears right out of your fucking eye sockets and not even apologizing for it.
That's what I love about that show, because you know there's some people, some weebs who just turn it on. It's like, I get to see hot chicks and with big boobs and like these characters. Oh my god, they have personality.
Oh my god, there's material here. Oh, what? Oh, I see. That's the thing. You don't know weebs. That market, the market that you just described, the anime titty market.
Yeah.
It is overwhelming. How do you stand out in a market so robust? You have to be good. Your anime titties have to have quality attached to them. You know it as well as I do. We only get like the localized glimpse into the Japanese anime or media market, and it's through a very narrow gap, by the way. Whatever a publisher sees fit to translate into English and put some sort of a stake towards that, bring that over. We're gonna sell this to a very like small audience. We don't see like 2/3 of the shit that gets released over there.
Not everything could be Domestic Girlfriend.
Not everything could be Domestic Girlfriend. You piece of shit. I just washed that out of my mouth like a year ago. And yes, that is also a good anime, but fuck if I'm going to try to sell anybody on it.
Yeah, that's the show that can end a friendship.
Uh-huh.
No, actually, no. That one's not as bad as others.
Oh. Okay, is this conversation going to continue?
Well, we probably shouldn't continue much further, but...
All right. How about one more minute, because I want to see where you go with this.
Oh, okay.
What has poked you in your eye in your anime experience so far?
You've done this to me. You suggested shows to me with a warning, saying, I really hope this show does not impact our friendship.
I can think of 3 right off the bat. The first one would be Watamote, which I found the Blu-ray of in the basement next door where I'm storing all my shit, so I want to go through that again. The second one would be Space Dandy, not because it's like gross or anything, but because it's just weird.
It is a little weird,
like supremely fucking weird.
I don't think a warning would warrant to that show.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna scratch that, and here's my other number 2, Shimoneta.
That's the one.
As long as it's one that as long as it's one that you have to kind of like shut the door to the den to watch, then yeah, I probably suggested it.
Well, you bought me the Blu-ray.
I bought you the Blu-ray. I did buy you the Blu-ray.
We came with the movie. I think it was a collector's edition. It came with the movie. It came with a pin, and it came with a sock. It should have just come with underwear for me to put on my head.
Didn't it come with underwear?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm gonna check my collector's edition again, make sure that it did, or didn't. All right. So the third one, 2 candidates. Although I think I think the first candidate you actually suggested to me, and then I watched that and I was like, whoa. What's the gambling one? Kakagurui?
Yeah.
On Netflix. All right. Did you suggest that to me, or was that me to you?
That was during that time where we were just binging anime during the pandemic, and that one just. What are you watching? Okay, what are you watching? All right, and we were just bouncing back and forth as much as we could. Yeah. And I think that show fell in that time lane.
That's fell in, okay, because the first time I ever saw that, it was in 2018, and I wasn't getting out of the house much. That show made me get out of the house.
Okay, so then you suggested that to me.
Okay. The other one, and this one hurts. This one hurts because it is legitimately one of the most like heartwarming animes I've ever seen. Was All You Need Is Little Sister. I cannot even begin to describe that to anybody because they'd be like, all right, well, I'm calling the cops now.
The first 90 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is get through that first 90 seconds.
The first 90 seconds is brutal. It's so horrible. And then the rest of it's like, oh, it's about like being a novel writer, and they talk about beer and board games for the rest of the show. This is pretty good. But the first 90 seconds, it has to like lend some sort of credence to the titling itself.
Yeah. It felt like because the joke just kept piling on top of each other. And you're thinking, is the whole series like this?
Yeah, and then eventually, like right before it breaks in that one gag, and I hesitate to call it a gag, I think it's more of a test of wills.
Yeah.
Right before the joke breaks, it becomes almost unbearable. And you're like, I can't fucking watch. Not even if this was hentai, I couldn't watch this. This is unnerving as shit. And then it gets to the rest of the show, and you're like, well, I guess I'm glad I gave this a shot, but I really would rather have done it without anybody in the house.
Well, the show I was thinking of, and I have suggested it to you before, and it's a rough watch.
What's that?
Well, I mean, think of that first scene from Demon Slayer, or that scene from the first episode of Demon Slayer. Goblin Slayer, excuse me.
Goblin Slayer, yeah. That's a pretty rough.
Yeah, you immediately knew I misspoke too, just by that scene.
That's because I read the manga. I like me some Goblin Slayer. I'm not going to apologize for that. It's fucking awesome.
No, you should not. It is awesome. It's just that that first episode was like, they put this on TV?
Oh yeah, well, whatever goes on Japanese TV. They put All You Need Is Little Sister on Japanese TV.
Well, but the show that takes that one scene from Goblin Slayer and makes a whole season of it is Redo of Hero.
Oh, as soon as you said that shit, yeah,
that show. Whew. I mean, there's Obviously, there's abuse, there's torture, there's sexual torture, there's sexual assault, there's rape. I'm not sure if that's separate. I think it is. It's heavy. It gets heavy.
Yeah, and it's all like pure. It's like 100% revenge porn, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole thing.
All right. So what it was described to me is as a Shield Hero. If Shield Hero got to do what he really wanted to do.
That's a perfect description. Yeah.
Perfect description of it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's another harem collection show.
Yeah. Except the two principal characters like absolutely just irredeemably horrific.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. It's been on my radar for a while, but that's another one that's kind of like I kind of like have to file. I mean, we're all like remorseless media addicts nowadays. I think it was 2020 that kind of set us on this path. Unfortunately, for us, all it took was a little nudge. I mean, we're all like the Joker. All it takes is a little push, and that push was being inside all day, as opposed
not even
to like
a little push. It's like, hey, look over there.
Yeah.
Oh hell,
dude! All it took for me was for somebody to be like, "Oh my god, I could do this job from home." Okay. All right, we're 2 years past it now. I guess I can admit this. I was doing the show like on the couch and playing Brutal Legend while we were on the air.
Yeah, a lot of people were doing similar.
I didn't have. Yeah, it's just. I mean, afterwards, people began to like understand the what's that tech? What were we using for the switching technology? That
just called Zoom. Nobody knows what
what our version of it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's like an OBS. Actually, people use OBS now, which is hilarious.
Yeah, it's very OBS-esque.
Yeah. So people were using that, but they didn't quite know how to do it. So they also didn't know about hooking that particular software up to animation triggers for the stuff that I use to do my job. So basically, what we would do every day is I would make all the lowers and the supers and stuff that people wanted me to make, but I would just save them off as PNGs, which, by the way, was also an uphill battle. And this is kind of cool. This is probably not going to make it out of this broadcast right here, but I'm pretty sure I created an industry standard because at Golf Channel, do you remember that people were still having us save things out as TGA?
No,
but
I didn't do graphics.
Oh, right. Okay. So the standard was that like whenever we shipped a still off to editing, to be I don't know, sucked up into a package or something, ingested is what I meant to say. They would have us save it off as a TGA. TGA is kind of a lossless graphical format, so they're like, might as well, we can cut all of our losses and keep it as assets. They put all the stuff in a folder to pull from. It doesn't have to be live, So there's no like packet loss concerns. There's no like streaming bottlenecking or anything like that. So they still had us do TGAs for the remotes. And I'm sitting here like, oh, I'm sorry, I missed something. They had us do TGAs for the remotes, and the switcher, the technical director's like, why is this taking so goddamn long? This is awful. We can only run like 10 graphics per show. And I spoke up, dude, it's because we're running them as TGAs. They're too fucking big. They take us like an hour to ship over like Wi-Fi. So, tell you what, because most people at home can't really see in that kind of fidelity anyway, we can save them off as PNGs. They'll be an eighth the size. We can give you as much content as we need to, and it won't take 5 minutes for this shit to transfer. I said, no, we're not going to do that. We can't do that. We have to have TGAs. We got to do TGAs. So I ran it up to Mike, and Mike was like, this makes sense. And I talked to everybody else in the room that was like, well, yeah, the entire internet uses PNGs. Why the fuck doesn't the television industry use PNGs? So they ran that up to even further into the other graphics, and they were like, fine, fuck it, we'll try it, we'll do it. And the TD that I was working with that day was like, how are you getting this stuff to me so quick? I was like, because we're using PNGs, dickhead. I don't mean to call you a dickhead.
Or the TD.
You're just receiving it right now because I'm fucking furious and I fucking won.
I was right to begin with.
So here's the cool part, all right? I started doing the other show last year, the New York show, okay? And we had to do the same thing remotely. For the most part, people have figured out how how to sync up animations. So I was doing it not like the old way, putting in 10 keys, read, animate, everything goes out. Just the way things used to be. It's just for my bedroom now. But they still had to have me send out like full screens and stuff, because those had to be like made right away, and then they had to be like filed out immediately for TD for the switcher to ingest. And when I was like, all right, well, how do you want me to save these? And the guy's like, PNG. And I'm like, fuck yeah, you want to save it as PNG? You all... Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Everyone knows.
And that was like a good 2 years after the pandemic started, so I had to come from somewhere. My ego's saying it came from me.
Go with
because of the amount of shit I had to put up with in order to get that, like, even up to Mike, People were saying, oh, don't bother with it. Don't worry about it. I was like, no, I'm going to worry about this. All right. Okay. All right. So, past that, what the fuck were we just talking about?
I don't know, but this is probably a really good time to close it off for the night, because it's funny how I wanted, since it looked like for a little while it's just gonna be you and me every once in a while. I was thinking whenever we do that, we just stick to one topic and keep it about 30-40 minutes tops. We failed miserably tonight.
I don't know. We've only been an hour.
Yeah,
oh wait, 30 minutes. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
An hour's longer than 30 minutes.
Well, dude, I'm not an algebra teacher. Whatever.
I know.
Okay.
We were entertaining.
Yep.
And talking.
Damn it, we don't even have an excuse.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, well,
all right, so let's sign off this one. But stick to what the fuck is stick to? I don't know. Jay's so much better at this than I am. Let me just go. I'll just go into the outro because I suck at this. All right, so we're gonna ask that everyone practice infinite diversity and infinite combinations. I don't remember where I got that, but I thought that's a really good line. I need to put that in there. A link tree to all of our socials and other media can be found in the description. Join our Discord and let's continue the conversation. You can find Jay on YouTube at Square Pegs YouTube. You can find me, Skipper Bob's Breakdown. We got merch on tpublic.com that features the art of the fabulous Tom Solo.
Hey, Tom. You're a talented son of a bitch, and I hate you.
We don't hate you. Maybe a little.
I can. I'm a competing artist who doesn't do anything.
Well, you got to hate yourself first, right?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I've already got that ground pretty well covered.
So Tom's got some ground to cover. To build to.
Yeah, and we'll start with my everlasting envy.
We are part of the PODFIX network, and to all of our followers, new and old, we say, welcome to the guild.
This was a podcast of the PODFIX network. You can check out more shows like it at podfixnetwork.com.
Why is that German?
I don't know. It was, you said welcome to the guild, but you put like Franco Stank on it. So it sounded like
Bulgaria.
A little bit of occupied France is what I was thinking. The Germans.